Dame las azules. Toma, yo estoy haciendo las rojas. Dámelas cuando las encuentres. Dale.
Hola, hola. If you clicked on this video, it's because you already know we're going to be talking about the verb dar. But did you catch it in the dialogue? This irregular verb changes a lot depending on who's using it. Si no nos conocemos aún, encantada. Yo soy Maura, una de las profesoras de Spring Spanish. Empecemos. Número 1. Dar in the present tense.
Ok, te doy las rojas si tú me das las verdes también. Es que están de tu lado. Sí, vale, ya te las doy. ¿Tú crees que dé tiempo de terminarlo hoy? Para nada. Pero si nos damos prisa, quizás hagamos el 80%. En las instrucciones que nos dan, ¿no dice el tiempo estimado? No, no dice casi nada realmente.
Alright, here we already have every conjugation in the present tense for this quirky little verb. We're going to put them all inside a table only so you can see them clearly. Pero la idea no es que memorices reglas de conjugación. If you're going to memorize anything, memorize the chunks instead. They're much easier to remember and use. They have a context around them which helps you create associations and use them correctly with a lot less effort. About that table though. Yo doy. Te doy las rojas. Tú das. Me das las verdes. Ella, él, eso da. ¿Tú crees que da tiempo? Nosotras, nosotros damos. Si nos damos prisa. Ustedes, ellas, ellos dan. En las instrucciones que nos dan. I'm sure you've already noticed the little words or pronouns we tend to put in front of it, like te, me, nos, etc. If you want to understand better how to use these pronouns in the easiest way possible, you can check out Paulísima's video on the subject right here. Mientras tanto, just know that this little pronoun is specifying whether the action is performed on you, on me, on them, etc. Chunk alert! El diálogo también contiene una expresión idiomática. Did you catch it? Date prisa is the generic Spanish way to talk about hurrying up. I say generic because this is what I would hear on cartoons as a child. Honestamente, yo nunca digo esto. Yo, como venezolana, digo apúrate. Which is the perfect thing to say to you if you haven't clicked on that link in the description to access our free Essential Spanish Chunking Kit. ¿Qué esperas? Date prisa o apúrate. And get many more everyday chunks like this one. Número 2. Common chunks with dar. You might not be a huge reggaeton person just like me. Still, it might interest you to stay till the end and find out how come this verb is so associated with that music genre. And, at the same time, understand how to use dar on its own with several different meanings.
¡No! ¿Qué pasó? Uf, nada. Es que me dio un ataque porque pensé que se había roto una pieza. Pero no, es así. Uf, ¡qué susto me diste! En un rato nos vamos a dar una vuelta, que ya se me están cansando las piernas de estar sentada. Bueno, pregúntale a Amanda si nos da permiso, porque estaba súper intensa con que nos arregláramos con tiempo para salir. Dale, ahora le decimos y la sobornamos con un heladito.
Apart from people giving things to people, this verb has many different uses in Spanish. Let's review some of them through the chunks in the dialogue. When something causes you a specific emotion. Me dio un ataque cuando vi la cola para comprar las entradas. ¡Qué susto me diste! Me dio de todo. I tend to use this one since de todo encompasses every emotion. It's a nice shortcut. We do have an old idiomatic expression in Spanish that utilizes this use of dar. We would say, no me gusta este sitio porque me da mala espina. You can totally still hear this, but nowadays we even have a younger version of this, which is, no me gusta este sitio porque me da mala vibra. Talking about movement. Vamos a dar una vuelta. Por favor, da un paso hacia adelante. Asking for permission. Pregúntale a Amanda si nos da permiso. This chunk in the dialogue is basically making a joke since this idea is mostly used in the context of parents and children. Like, mi mamá siempre me daba permiso de salir cuando arreglaba mi cuarto. Número 3. Dale by itself and its connection to reggaeton.
¿Recuerdas la canción Dale Don Dale de Don Omar? Sí, de mis años de colegio. No sé por qué se me vino a la cabeza de repente. ¿La pongo? Dale.
Por favor, cuéntame si esta canción te es familiar. It was huge for my generation, and I wonder what the scope of it was. All throughout this video, you've seen the word dale on its own. Cada vez que la dije, pensé en esta canción. It holds a special place in the reggaeton world as one of the classics. Also, because this is one of the most common ways in which you can use this word on its own. To say, dale, don, dale, or any name for that matter, to encourage someone to do something. Another thing dale does on its own is what you saw me reply at the end of the dialogue. Dale. This is basically an alright or okay, just a confirmation. Esto es lo último que dale puede hacer por sí mismo. Say you're having a good time with your friends. Your friend Marta is standing right next to your friend Pablo. Your friend Pablo says something that he thinks is very funny, but it's actually very, very stupid. You can look at your friend Marta and say, dale. This would essentially mean, pégale. I must confess not all Latin Americans would use dale by itself that much or in these ways, but there's many of us. Eso sí, todos estos usos serían súper común en Venezuela y probablemente en el resto del Caribe. Quiz! Now, let's put all of this into actual practice, shall we? Try filling in the blanks. Si yo te blank mis papas, tú me blank tu ensalada. Si yo te doy mis papas, tú me das tu ensalada. Es tarde, blank, prisa que no llegamos. Es tarde, date prisa que no llegamos. A nosotros no nos blank miedo ver películas de terror. A nosotros no nos da miedo ver películas de terror. Now that you made it this far, how about checking our verb video series by clicking right here and going straight to the playlist we made for it?